Gamers, gals, non-binary pals, YouTube frogs alike. We got new cards, and I want to look at them. It is time to react, Andy, to new shiny cardboard. So let's take a look. So first we have Bow to the Authority of Silent Force. And apparently, these are all ritual retrains of a bunch of goofy ass monsters from like LOB, and it's kind of it. I don't know what the Sarav is from. We have Novox, the Silent Forcer Disciple. So level 1, 50 attack, 2050 defense. So I don't think we're playing Small World in this. You can place a silent fork. No E. Where's the E? Oh, it's like forcing. Ah. Oh, that's cute. You could place a continuous spell trap from your deck into your fate. What? Wait, what? I thought we were kind of getting goofy with like setting shit from deck with labyrinth monsters. I guess now we're just activating cards from deck now. There's no such thing as archetypal balance. It's just balling now. If you would ritual summon exactly one light warrior or dragon ritual monster with a card effect that requires use of monsters, you can. Okay, so this is always a Shuret. This is like the most broken card of all time. Search is an archetypal card. It's a Shuret for the archetype, so you don't even have to worry about like the level requirements or anything. And it also just reborns itself. So fuck it, we ball, I guess. Explain to me how this card isn't broken. I guess that the archetype's bad, but. So next we have Saphira, the wise silent forcer queen. Mommy? You can only use the first and second effect, blah, blah, blah. You can discard this card, send one ritual spell from your deck to the graveyard. You can add one. Do cards have downsides anymore? These aren't costs. Discarding a card to Foolish Burial and searching is not a cost. Is this what we have to do to make ritual playable? We just have to go back to the fucking Drytron theory where we just have to make every card be like a plus 12. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Ritual summon one light warrior from your hand by tributing. Wow. Okay, so hear me out. We're just go discard Saphira, add whatever we want, normal Novox, and then we just gotta summon whatever we add. Why does every card seems like it does everything? And it's not even like archetype specific, but I guess like there aren't any good ones. But so far it's looking pretty good. I mean, this card's like a +2 on its own, arguably a +3 because it's original spell engrave. Saravis, the sagely silent enforcer dragon. You can only special summon this guy once per turn. You can only use the second effect once per turn. You can special by shuffling 2 spells from your hand or graveyard into the deck, including at least 1 ritual spell. Okay, that's like cute. It would be cute if one of the ways to get to it literally wasn't archetypal, and fuck it, we ball, I guess. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon one light warrior or dragon ritual monster from your hand or deck, but shuffle it into the deck during the end phase of the next turn. Wait, it just like ignores the summoning condition? So what's a broken like light warrior? Wow, we don't have a lot of good ones. Paladin of Photon Dragon. Wow. Oh, we have Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph Dragon. This is it, finally. Odd Eyes is playable. What does this even do? You can place this card in your pendulum zone, negate the effect. Wow, it's a negate. Epic. This is what Yu-Gi-Oh was meant to be. Anyways, here's the actual target. Skull Guardian, the Silent Forcing Protector. You ritual summon this card with Silent Forcing Prayer. Spoiler alerts, I don't think we're going to be summoning this guy with Silent Forcing Prayer all that often. If this is ritual summon, you could add a Silent the card that searches also ritual summons, and then the ritual summon adds another card that adds itself back, and then another card could just grab it out of that deck, and it's an infinite loop. God damn. Gains 2050 attack while Novox, the Silent Force Disciples in your hand or field. When your opponent activates a card or effect and you control Novox, quick effect, you can negate the activation and destroy that card. Wow, it's not even that interesting. It's just a fucking negate. This whole build up was to just end on a fucking Baronne de Fleur with like 1050 more attack. Thanks, Konami. But tell me, Konami, why would I jump through all these ritual hoops just to end on a fucking Baronne when I could do that normally by playing fucking Vanadium? Like, where's my goofy shit? Where's the ritual monster that like hand loops or like shoots my opponent's dog? Where's the ritual monster that says like, if I ritual summon this monster, I gotta steal my opponent's lunch? Silent Forcing Prayer. Ritual summon one light ritual monster from your hand by tributing light monsters from your hand or field whose levels exceed blah 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 blah. If a face-up light ritual monster control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard. Special summon one Saravis or Saphira or Skull Guardian, Silent Forcing Protector from your hand or deck. Oh my god. So theoretically, you go Saphira, you could like send Silent Forcing Prayer, and if you ever get interrupted, like you get compulsed, you just summon it again. Silent Forcing Authority. If this is a floodgate, I'm gonna shit. During the main phase, you can only activate one of these effects. Shuffle one light warrior or dragon ritual monster or one ritual spell from your hand into the deck, and if you do, you either add a Silent Force monster or summon it. Okay, so that's like a little bit broken. It's just a trade-in. Target cards your opponent controls up to the number of light warrior and or dragon ritual monsters you control, destroy them, and also destroy this card. I guess like the pop effect is like a one-time for the real ones. I mean, yeah, it seems fair. I missed a continuous spell? Oh shit, you're right. When you control Novox, your opponent's monsters cannot target non-ritual monsters for attacks. Also, they cannot target light monsters you control with card. Sure, bro. More labyrinth counters. Yeah, I'm used to it, bro. I'm fucking used to it. Fucking Pearly By Street being the most obnoxious shit of all time. During your main phase, you can add a silent. Of course! Oh, I set the card, which searches the card, and then the card I search, Foolish Burials, and then it searches this guy, and then this guy, you put 2 cards back, and then you get a fucking summon the Silent Forcer, and then you get a fucking jerk off your Jimmy, and then you get a set. Like, sure, we made the infinite fucking resource loop. Thanks, Konami. Is this what you really wanted? You literally cycle through the entire set of monsters in 1 turn. Is this really what we want Ritual to be? Like, I feel like Ritual is just such a dog shit archetype that they have to print like 50 cards that do like 5 things. We're gonna have so much gas to just do dumbass Ritual plays. And the worst part is the fact that this deck still loses to a single Droll and Mockingbird or Dimension Shifter. Like, it sucks that like that's like the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh! That like, oh, if you get like negated 1 time, or if you get like floodgated 1 time, if your deck cannot push through a dumbass like lingering floodgate, I'm sorry, but your deck is just not good enough. And like, this deck seems cool in the sense where like Ritual is like, sure, it's more playable, but unfortunately, like, it's like, what's the point? Anyways, that's my thought on Silent Force. Next up, we've got White Aura. If you guys know anything about White Aura, is that it sucks. Tell me one thing outside of White Aura Whale being played like Plunder Patrol that you know about this shit. Maybe finally Goaty will be playable. We've got White Mambo, also known as a White Sunfish. If this card's in your hand, you can target a fish in your graveyard with the same name as a card you control. Special summon this card. If you do, special summon that monster. Oh, that's cute. I guess like the idea is like, I guess if the Goaties go to grave, you can technically reborn them, but the Goaties banish themselves, so I don't fucking know. This card seems way better in like Shark. If this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you could treat it as a tuner this turn. So I'm assuming that there's a way to like Foolish White Sunfish, and then like there's probably another card in this deck that like adds a Sunfish, I guess. White Sardine. Look at his ass. Does anyone else like sardines on pizza? You can send 1 White Sardine from your deck to the graveyard, special summon from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, except for this turn, except water monsters. So like the first combo I'm seeing is like special White Sardine by sending it, and then you go normal White Sunfish, and then you reborn the Sardine. And if this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can treat it as a 2 this turn. Okay, so we are able to make like level 8s and level 6s. That's pog. White Aura Porpoise. If this card is synchro summoned, you can special summon level 4 fish monster from your hand or graveyard. Then you can special summon 1 monster from the same name from your graveyard. Oh, okay. So you can go like Sardine Send, then you go special, then you go Mambo into Sunfish, revive the Sardine, and then you go Porpoise, reborn the Sardine into another Sardine. So you could like ladder into an 8 and then into a 10. So is there like a level 8 card that like draws you a card so that you can go into Barone, I guess? If this card you control is destroyed by your opponent's card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can banish 1 other water monster from your graveyard, special summon it, and treat it as a tuner. Nobody plays destruction effects anymore just because the current format of Yu-Gi-Oh! Has way too many archetypes that like being destroyed, aka it's basically Unchained. Like, Labyrinth doesn't even play Dogmatica Punishment anymore, which is kind of crazy. I don't really know if people are destroying cards anymore. You know what I mean? When this card resolves, you can add 1 fish monster that has an effect to treat itself as a tuner from your deck to your hand. Oh, okay. Theoretically, that's cute. Once per turn, if your White Aura monster attacked at the end of the damage step, you can have it make a 2nd attack in a row. Okay, so I'm assuming the idea is to go to like the level 8 or level 10 synchros, and you just like beat your opponent to death. Once per turn of level 8 or higher fish synchro monster is special summon from your graveyard. Even during the damage step, you could... Oh shit, you could just Raigeki. That's pretty good. Overall, I think the White Aura stuff is like fine. It's okay. It's not that good, but you know, fuck it. And finally, we got the meat and potatoes of this all. We got the Magispector support. I've heard that Magispector had a little bit of a buyout. And by a little bit of a buyout, I mean, it went from a $3 card to a, I think it got a little expensive. We've got Porcupine. So during the main phase, if you control a Magispector monster, you can special it from your hand. That's pretty good. If it's normal special, you can target a Magispector spell in your graveyard, set it. And there are a lot of Magispector spells. And of course, the normal Magispector effect, which is can't be targeted or destroyed. So rest in peace, Labyrinth. Like, holy shit. Like, I don't think Labyrinth has a single way to beat Magispector. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, run it over? Magispector Draco. If you have a Magispector or Draco Slayer card in your pen zone, you can add 1 Magispector card from your deck to your hand, then you can destroy 1 card in your Pendulum zone. And also, it's a Stratos, so it's also... You know, by far, it already passes the Pendulum test of, will this card be good? If you can Pendulum summon level 4, you can Pend summon this face-up card from your extra deck. We're just ignoring XE's requirements now, right? You can only use the first monster effect of this card's twice per turn. Okay. Sure. If a monster is tributed while this monster is on the field, you can detach one material from this card, special summon one level 6 or lower wind spellcaster monster from your deck. Now there is something really funny that Nerd Factor showed up with on Twitter, and it's the fact that if you go to wind spellcasters that are level 6, there are only 2 of them. And I don't think Konami really wants you to summon Oath Dragon Magician in this deck. Kieran coming back? Possibly. And if this card in the monster zone is destroyed by battle or card effect or attributed, you can place it in your pen zone. Wow, this card is broken. Speaking of broken cards, Magispector Orthus Nue. Bottom right, bottom left arrows, 2 pendulum monsters including a Magispector monster. God fucking bless that it's not generic. If this card is link summoned, you can activate this effect. You cannot special summon any monsters from the extra deck except for this turn, except Magispector and Draco Slayer monsters. Also add up to 2 face-up Magispector pendulum monsters from your extra deck to your hand. Then you can add up to 2 Magispector pendulum monsters with different names from each other from your deck to your extra deck face. You remember when we thought Electromite was kind of pushing it and how Electromite was just a tiny bit broken? Anyways, we have a +4. Who needs restraint on Pendulum, bro? Let's just print the most broken shit of all time. And Magispector Wind. Quick play spell, you can only activate 1 card with this name's per turn. When you activate this card, you can also tribute 1 Wind spellcaster. Or, if you tributed a monster at activation, you can special summon it from your deck instead. Whee! Now we get to dodge Imperm! We get to dodge Imperm, we get to dodge Veiler, we get dodge removal. Oh my god, I fucking hate this deck. Imagine thinking that you can Imperm. Oh yeah, I just gotta save the Imperm for Nue. And then you get fucking winded and you just die. Anyways, I cannot imagine a world where these cards aren't playable. I don't think it's gonna be broken just because, again, Pendulum, like, even though you have like an insane resource engine similar to like the ritual stuff that we saw earlier, it really does depend on how like Pendulum looks to be like in the current field, and if it could chew through like, you know, Dimension Shifter or Droll and Lockbird. But yeah, definitely this is the standout star of this all. So it turns out I procrastinated so hard on editing down the card reactions that new cards ended up coming out, which is insane. We have Ice Barrier cards and we have Infernoid cards. So fuck it, I guess you guys get an extra long video of me not reacting to something for once in my existence. So let's take a look at Ice Barrier. Will these cards be good? Probably not. We can only dream though. Lancia. Artifact Lancia? Dragonic Ancestor of the Ice Spirit Mountain. Level 10, Water Dragon Synchro. It requires a Water Tutor. So that's interesting because I'm pretty sure every single Ice Barrier dragon, they were all completely generic as far as I'm aware. Yeah, like they're all generic tuners. Once per chain, if your opponent special summons a monster, you can special summon 1 Ice Barrier monster from your hand, deck, extra deck, or graveyard. Then you could change 1 opponent's attack position monster to defense position. That is really weird. If this face-up Synchro Summon card in its owner's control leaves the field by your opponent, you could special summon 1 Ice Barrier Synchro monster from your extra deck. This is treated as a Synchro Summon. I guess the idea is that if Lancia leaves, you could just summon like 1 of the Trishulas and just like fucking nuke your opponent. The defense position effect is like pretty cool, I guess. Ha, cool. Nice to meet you. I mean, like, it's cute. It's not that good. Twice per turn, by the way. Did we really need a twice per turn on a fucking Ice Barrier card? George, Swordsman of the Ice Barrier. If you control an Ice Barrier monster, you can special summon this from your hand in defense position. Wow, it is already better than like 90% of Ice Barrier cards. And if it's normal or specialed, you can special summon 1 level 5 or lower Ice Barrier monster from your hand or graveyard. Monsters in your opponent's graveyard can activate their effects while you control another Ice Barrier monster. We found it. The real tier limit counter. Lithium Cross Bandlist Cup. Ice Barrier versus tier limit. Ice Barrier. Watch out, Unchained players. Mirror Magic Master of the Ice Barrier. Level 2? Sprite? You contribute 1 other effect monster. Special summon up to, Jesus Christ, 3 Ice Barrier tokens. And if you do, increase this card's level by the numbers summoned. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except Water Synchro monsters. 3, 4, 5, 8? Wait, how the fuck are you summoning anything? Why can't we make Trishula with him? You can make Bryo. If you catch me out here making fucking Bryo Mirror Master of the Ice Barrier, fucking take a shotgun to the back of my head and pull the trigger. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 of your Ice Barrier cards and banish in your deck Blah, blah, blah. This card sucks. It's not a one-card Trish match. Frozen domains leading to the ice barrier. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your ice barrier monster effects. If an ice barrier monster is special from the extra deck, you can return one ice barrier monster you control to the hand or deck. Then you can place one card on the field or in the graveyard to the bottom of the deck. Once per turn, during your end phase, reveal 3 ice barrier monsters with different names in your deck or destroy this card. What is this deck, dude? What did ice barriers do to deserve this? And finally, we got the Infernoid cards. Infernoid Evil, level 1 Fire Fiend Fusion. Two Infernoids. Finally, we have something that we can make outside of Tierra. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. If this is fusion summon, you can banish one Infernoid monster from your graveyard. Send Infernoid monsters with different names from each other from your deck to the graveyard, equal to the what the fuck is, oh my god, is this grass looks greener. So theoretically, if I banish like Infernoid Tierra or like, you know, a Nonku or Deviati, can I just Foolish 9? If this card is sent to the graveyard or banished, you can add one Void spell/trap from your deck to your hand. Finally, I can search into the void in Labyrinth after I Dogmatica Punishment Infernoid Evil. Infernoid Flood. If your opponent would special summon a monster, quick effect, you contribute one monster, negate the summon. If you do, banish those monsters. God damn, that's good. It's just fucking Solemn Warning. If this card is banished from your graveyard, you can banish one card on the field, non-targeting by the way. If this link summoned card in its owner's control is destroyed by your opponent, you can special summon one Infernoid monster from your deck. Okay. This is the most insane shit I've ever read. Like, this is the most absurd boss monster design I've ever seen. Like, Infernoid still sucks, don't get me wrong, but at the very least, like, you could put Infernoid packages into decks again, and you can make Flood. It's time. We need to play Labyrinth Infernoid. Void, Blaze Up. Remember, chat, if you want to buy a weed, catch me at this address. Reveal one Infernoid monster or Void spell trap in your hand. Discard your entire hand, then draw the same number of cards you discarded. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are fiend monsters, and this card is in your graveyard except the turn sent there, you can banish it, then target up to 11 of your banished Infernoid monsters with different names, return them to the graveyard. It makes sense why it's 11, because theoretically, if you banish Tierra off of Evil, like 11 is the maximum you're gonna get at any given time. But it's still really funny that the number 11 is on a card. Finally, we got Void Barrier. Infernoid monsters you control gain 100 attack for each of your banished Infernoid monsters. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are fiend monsters, you can activate one of these effects. Add one of your banished Infernoid monsters to your hand. Special summon an Infernoid monster from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. God damn, this shit is fucking broken. Do I think Infernoid is gonna be good? Probably not. Do I think that Labyrinth Infernoid might be good? Maybe. Like, these are really good Infernoid cards, like, don't get me fucking wrong. But how the fuck are we making Infernoid Evil in Labyrinth? Please don't tell me I have to play fucking Necrofusion. Overall, I really like these cards. These fucking Infernoid cards are hot fucking gas. I know I was a little late with this video, but let me know what you guys think of the new cards in the comments section down below. I'll see you in the next one.